Hi all, welcome back. We are going to do Florida versus Shelby Nealy. We're going to finish up day two. This will be day two, part four. Um, when we left off on the last stream, we had Ashley Luth, who was a forensic scientist with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. She documented, processed, and collected items. She photographed and I believe videotaped a number of items. There's a Cracker Barrel receipt dated December 14th, 2018 for 2:27 p.m. She collected fingerprints from a cereal box. She see here a bunch. There were some tech issues. She did video some things, but unfortunately on the feed for the court, it had tech issues and we just weren't able to see anything. She photographed the laundry room that had a mop and a bucket in the sink that tested positive for blood. There were stains in the sink and on the mop. There was a receipt in a trash bag in the laundry room from Walgreens that was dated December 14th, 2018 at 12:33 p.m. and another on the same day dated 3:45 p.m. And that was the last day that the white that Jamie's mother was seen. Her name was Laura. They did apply luminol and swabbed and tested areas that also did come back for blood. Then we saw Nana Zaccato, also a forensic scientist with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, who also assisted in processing evidence in the kitchen. She lifted fingerprints off a cardboard box that had plastic covering or plastic wrapping over it. And also a Skippy peanut butter container that lifted fingerprints. There was a microwave door that they lifted fingerprints. She also went into the bathroom and fingerprinted the sink, and there was a glass on the counter and a mug and just various other items on the counter. In the bathroom floor. She fingerprinted the trash can that was in the bathroom. She photographed packaging for paint can and bottle opener. There was also a portable heater in the bathroom. The counter photographed and fingerprinted. There was a Glade air freshener that she found in one of the bedrooms that was photographed. There was a paint can lid that was photographed. There were a bunch of other paint cans that were photographed. They dated anywhere from May of 2014 to July 22nd of 2017. There were also 2 air fresheners that were photographed, and then also a plastic face mask packaging that was photographed. And then last one we saw was Christy Klotz. She's also a forensic scientist with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. She photographed and collected evidence in the minivan and the front porch area. There was a Chewy box that contained various items, including medical masks, a dirty diaper. There was a pizza box that had a date of December 14th, 2018 at 4:55 p.m. There was a McDonald's receipt for December 18th, 2018 at 11:36 a.m. There was a spray can that was also in a Chewy box. And they took that out and where they collected that as evidence, and then they packaged it, and then also they took it out and displayed it to the jury. There was also a respirator mask found on the ground. She collected DNA and prints on the screen porch area and what she called as a second living room and also the kitchen. There were prints from a bowl in the kitchen. There was a Christmas cardboard box in the kitchen that they fingerprinted. There was a white trash can and a coffee cup that they also fingerprinted from there. So now we are going to finish up, and let me share my screen with you, and we will continue. And just as a reminder, I do have fibromyalgia and a number of back fractures. So I do have to get up frequently. But I will keep the feed running and we'll go as long as I can take it here. In my for the ads here, I don't have premium and I can't afford it quite yet. Okay.
At this time, the state will
There
call
we
Chris
go.
Lemon.
This is witness number 11. And also, I don't expect anybody to watch this. I am brand new. But if you do happen to watch it, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I do also will be covering true crime as it happens and doing court feeds. And I do have a court case I'm going to be looking at covering live tomorrow.
This way, please, sir. Please watch your steps. Keep the microphone locked in. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. You may inquire, Mr. Buick.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, could you please state your name and spell it for the record?
My name is Christopher Lemon. That's CHRISTOPHER. Last name Lemon, LE, M as in Mike, O-N.
And where are you employed, sir?
The Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office.
In what capacity?
As an investigations administrator.
Okay. Are you a sworn law enforcement officer in your current position?
No.
Have you been a sworn law enforcement officer before?
Yes.
And where did you work?
I worked at the Tarpon Springs Police Department for approximately 10 years in the capacity of a patrol officer, then a detective, and finally as a patrol sergeant overseeing nighttime operations at the police department.
Did you have any other law enforcement experience prior to working for Tarpon Springs?
No, I did not.
What's your educational background?
I have a bachelor's degree in English from Washington State University, and then a Juris Doctorate in Law from St. Thomas University School of Law.
And are you licensed to
I'm
work as
in
an attorney?
Washington.
I'm not.
I know you, Dad.
Did the education that
also
you
where
received
Brian
in law
Koberger
assist you
went.
in your career in law enforcement?
Absolutely.
So what sort of training did you receive to become a law enforcement officer?
So at the Tarpon Springs Police Department, I had the opportunity to take numerous courses related to death and homicide investigations, crime scene reconstruction, interview and interrogation. I also took numerous courses related to like DUI investigations. I'm a certified breath test operator and a certified police diver.
Did you become involved in the investigation of the murders at 19541 Juanita Way in Tarpon Springs in January 2019?
Yes, I did.
And was that in your capacity as a sworn law enforcement officer for that department?
It was. It was while I was a detective at the police department.
What was your initial role in that investigation?
So my initial role in that investigation was coordinating with the state attorney's office and authoring a search warrant for the residence at 1954 Juanita Way.
When you were on scene, or actually, let me back up a second. Did you go to the scene that first day, January 1st?
Yes, I did. I responded directly to the scene upon being advised of what the patrol officers discovered.
Okay. While you were on scene, did you have occasion to observe a 2010 Hyundai Elantra that was parked near the trailer park community pool area?
Yes, I did.
And why was that vehicle of interest to you in the investigation?
So that vehicle ended up, when it was discovered, we learned it was registered to Jamie Ivancic.
And was that someone that your agency was trying to get a hold of in relation to the investigation at that time?
Yes.
Okay. While you were there, were any photographs taken of that vehicle, to your knowledge?
Yes, there was.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
For the record, I'm showing the witness 177 and 178. Please take a look at those two photographs. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes, I do.
And do they depict the vehicle we were just talking about?
Yes, I do.
Are they fair and accurate depictions of the vehicle as you saw them on that date?
Yes, sir.
This time, the state would move to admit 177 and 178 into evidence.
They're admitted.
Was there anything that struck you as unusual about the vehicle when you observed it?
So the vehicle, when it was discovered, the vehicle was locked, but the keys, there was visible keys on the front driver's seat.
Showing 178 now. Are these the keys that you were just mentioning?
Yes, sir.
And they were plainly visible in the middle of that seat to anyone outside the vehicle?
Yes.
And then I'm showing 177 now. Is that as the vehicle appeared more from a distance?
Yes.
So how were you able to determine who the vehicle belonged to, or did someone else do that?
I don't remember exactly who discovered it, but it was, we run the VIN or the tag through our computer system. It shows the registered owner. So when we did that, it showed that the registered owner was Jamie Ivancic.
Okay. And during that initial investigation, did you also become aware that a different vehicle that belonged to Laura Ivancic was actually missing from the residence?
Yes, we discovered that a 2013 Kia Sorento was missing from the residence.
Did you do anything in an attempt to locate that vehicle?
Yes, so we classified the vehicle as being first as a felony vehicle and then a stolen vehicle within the FCIC NCI database, which essentially what that is a law enforcement database that if any police officer throughout the country runs that tag or the VIN number,
I'm gonna
it'll alert them
rewind
that the
just
vehicle
a
has been
minute. I wanna,
stolen or used in the.
Was there anything that struck you as unusual about the vehicle when you observed it?
So the vehicle, when it was discovered, the vehicle was locked, but the keys, there was visible keys on the front driver's seat. Kia Sorento was missing from the residence.
Did you do anything in an attempt to locate that
Yes.
vehicle?
Kia Sorento was missing from the residence.
Did you do anything in an attempt to locate that vehicle?
Discovered it, but it was, we run the VIN or the tag through our computer system. It shows the registered owner. So when we did that, it showed that the registered owner was Jamie Ivancic.
Okay. And during that initial investigation, did you also become aware that a different vehicle that belonged to Laura Ivancic was actually missing from the residence?
Yes, we discovered that a 2013 Kia Sorento was missing from the residence.
Did you do anything in an attempt to locate that vehicle?
Yes, so we classified the vehicle as being first as a felony vehicle and then a stolen vehicle within the FCIC NCI database, which essentially what that is a law enforcement database that if any police officer throughout the country runs that tag or the VIN number, it'll alert them that the vehicle has been stolen or used in the commission of a serious felony, like in this case.
I believe so. That
now,
Kia
after you did that,
Sorento is the one that
did
he
you continue
actually
to
took
assist
to
with the investigation?
Ohio.
Yes.
And what was that?
So the following day, they ended up discovering a receipt, a Home Depot receipt within the residence. So I was tasked with following up the investigation into that receipt at Home Depot. So I proceeded to the Home Depot in Port Richey and made contact with an asset protection specialist at that store to try to determine whether or not there was surveillance footage of that transaction, which the receipt documented.
And so were you able to go to the Home Depot and actually investigate that potential lead?
I was. So on January 2nd at approximately 1 p.m., I made contact with the loss prevention officer at Home Depot. And
Did he give you access to their surveillance system?
yes,
Now, based on the receipt that was found in the residence, did you know the specific date and time of the transaction you were looking for?
yes. So the receipt showed the transaction occurred on December 18th, and the actual transaction was completed at 12:27 p.m.
Did you know what you were looking for at that point other than the person who conducted that transaction?
Well, we were looking for obviously the purchase of those items. So the receipt itself, the items that were on the receipt were an Everbuilt painter's cloth, 3 of them. Also Everbuilt brand deck line, basically rope, and Gorilla brand tape. These were items that were discovered with the bodies inside the residence. So that's why we were following it up so quickly.
Okay. And were you able to identify a person on that surveillance video conducting the purchase of those items at that Home Depot?
Yes.
And were you able to obtain a copy of the surveillance footage that showed that person during their time in the store and conducting that transaction?
I was. So we were able to obtain surveillance footage that showed Shelby Nealy entering the store at approximately 12:05 p.m. He ended up exiting without buying anything at 12:07, and then he re-entered the store at 12:10 p.m. And then at 12:27 p.m., the video showed him approaching the checkout. The painter's cloth was visible on the bottom of the shopping cart. He actually ends up placing on the counter the tape and the rope, and ends up completing the purchase.
Did you see how he paid for those items?
He ended up paying for them in cash. So he provided $160 to the cashier. I believe the total dollar amount for the items purchased was $146.33.
And Your Honor, may I approach the witness again?
You may.
I'm now approaching with what's been marked as States 211 for identification. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
And what is it?
It's going to be the surveillance footage from Home Depot.
And is that
Yeah,
the footage
please,
that you
I hope
obtained
they
from
show
their
it.
surveillance system?
It is.
And how do you know that it's the same footage?
It has my initial actually on the envelope, and it's the same CD that I obtained.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to admit States 211 into evidence in States 211.
It's admitted.
Your Honor, may we publish the
You may
video to the
publish,
jury?
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, come on. This is what they did. Happened yesterday, too. They can show the video. I do want to hear what they say. Hi. Look at that. That is awful. I hope they get their crap together. Or tomorrow for the next one. This is terrible. And they're not even speaking. I have the captions on. So if they say anything, it does pick it, the captions do pick up. Supposedly. Because it did yesterday. It's not picking up anything now, though. This is terrible.
It's going to take 6-7 hours.
All right, well, let's see what they say here then. I'm so sorry. Again, this is not on my end. This is on their end. The video is running. And it did this earlier. It's like I don't know.
All right, may be seated. Everyone's here, including the defendant. Are we ready for the jury? We need to put, right, he needs to come back on
Yes, Judge.
On the witness stand.
May I ask, what time do you plan on starting tomorrow?
10.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then Monday's going to be at 8:30, okay? Because
Yeah, and I can give the court some idea, just based on the lineup we have. This is going to be our last witness day, and then we'll do a back statement. We will probably end early tomorrow, because we'll be into the witness that can only be here Monday, Anderson, who's going to take 6-7 hours.
all right, well, I know it'll disappoint a lot of people to get off early on a Friday afternoon, but I guess we'll have to learn to live with it.
Okay. Just wanted to give the court a heads up.
All right,
We're hoping we can depose that new expert that they listed Friday afternoon.
okay. All right, so if we start at 10, we'll be able to do what we have to do tomorrow pretty easily then, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so let's bring the witness. Oh, here he is. Okay, he snuck in there. So
Yeah,
they are in
come on.
Hillsborough County.
You can put the video back on. You know that. Come on, people. Good
All right, so
Lord.
let's bring the jurors in.
We'll now show 187, which is another photograph. What does this photograph depict?
So it's showing framed photographs, also obviously the figurines, the glasses are visible there.
And is this a closer up photograph from that upper right corner we were just talking about in 186?
Yes,
Now, did the trunk of that vehicle also contain a pillow?
yes, it did.
Okay, now showing 188. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Okay. What can you tell us about that pillow?
So the pillow was, I believe, removed from one of the trash bags, I believe trash bag number 2 from the trunk. inside the pillow itself had blood stains, and then it had a beige pillowcase that was on top of it that also, as you can see, had extensive blood staining.
Now showing you 189. Can you tell us about the items in this photograph?
Looks like you, again, have an assortment of paperwork. There's some jewelry. And also some framed photographs again.
Next we have 190. A little bit. What do you see here?
It's going to be some additional paperwork, photographs that were unframed.
The lower part, looks like there's part of a social security card here, maybe cut off a little bit of that picture. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
And where were these items located?
These, I believe, were taken from the trash bags that were in the trunk of the vehicle.
Now showing 191. What do we see here?
So you're going to see collectible coins. There's also going to be some money. I believe there's some currency from Trinidad and Tobago. Obviously, you can see the Social Security card, some additional photographs, and then some jewelry.
Let's zoom in a little bit on that social security card. That is,
It looks like some sort of insurance card for Laura Ivancic.
now, did the trash bags you went through also contain items such as passports?
Yes, it did.
All right, now showing 193, just to zoom out a bit. Now showing 194, these additional items out of the trunk of that vehicle.
Yes, sir.
All right, what do we see in this photograph?
So we're going to be seeing some additional paperwork and also some photographs.
Now we have 195. This has a number of very different items laid out. What do we have in this photograph?
So in this photograph, you're going to have an assortment of green folders that have like headings to them, subject headings to them, that said various things such as like divorce, taxes. I think there was like hospital discharge on one of them. And then obviously you can see there's an extensive amount of jewelry that's been bagged in plastic.
Now, the file folders that are in there, what kind of folders were they?
Green manila folders?
Are they the kind that hang in a file drawer?
Yes.
Now, there's quite a few jewelry items that are visible here, and they're all in bags. Were they bagged when you saw them taken out of the vehicle?
Yes. So how you're seeing them in this photograph is exactly how they were removed. So they were all individually bagged when we removed them from the vehicle.
And then down at the bottom of that same photograph, it looks like there's a number of receipts there. What kind of receipts do you see?
So there's bank receipts from Chase Bank.
The next item I'm going to be showing you is 196. What do you see in this photograph?
So there's going to be assorted paperwork to include a marriage license. That's all I can really see from this vantage point.
Zoom in on that marriage license a bit. See the names on that marriage license?
It looks looks like Laura and Nicholas. I can't
It
tell.
might be hard to see, but is that Richard Ivancic? You may need to take a look closely to see that.
Yeah, so Richard Ivancic and Laura Ivancic.
Thank you. Now off on the right-hand side of that same photograph, looks like there's a brochure. What is that?
It's a coin brochure.
For coin collector albums or something?
Yes.
We've got 197 here. This is a closer picture of those folders that we saw in the other. Can you read the labels on that?
So the one says marriage, I think it says marriage license. I think it says bedroom furniture. Next one says, I believe, Social Security.
See one at the bottom?
Midwest Invest.
And were these also all items that you pulled out of the trunk of that vehicle?
Yes.
All right, I'm now showing 198. What is visible in this picture?
CF photographs. There's a photograph there of Shelby. And it looks like a receipt, but I can't make it out what it is.
Where were these items taken?
Those, I believe, were also taken from the trash bags that were taken from the trunk of the vehicle.
We'll now show you 199. What is visible in this photograph?
So what you're seeing there is going to be a Walmart receipt.
Zooming in a bit so that you can see. Where does it say this Walmart receipt was from?
Spring, Texas.
Do you see a date on this? I'm trying to figure out where it was.
And let's see, we're back to this. I can't really do this.
Where were the 2 pill bottles?
It just, I can't.
Black trash bags.
And was it found along with the item that is placed above it in this photograph?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that a wallet?
Yes, sir.
Next thing that we're going to be showing you is item 208. Take a look at that. All right, what is depicted in this item?
It's going to be a CVS pharmacy receipt from December 14th, 2018.
Does it say where the transaction was conducted?
Off of Cortez Boulevard in Brooksville, Florida.
That would probably be Laura's CVS
Last
receipt.
Photograph that we're looking at is
One of them.
209. Let's take a look at that. All right. And what is depicted in this photograph?
It's also going to be a CVS pharmacy receipt from the Cortez Boulevard location in Brooksville. The transaction showing that it occurred on December 14th, 2018.
All right, thank you. Now, where were the receipts depicted in 208 and 209 found?
I know it was in the interior of the vehicle. I'm not sure exactly where. It was documented within the police report.
Did you do anything else to assist in this investigation, sir? Or did that conclude your involvement?
I believe that essentially concluded my involvement.
No additional questions.
Any cross-examination?
No cross.
All right. Thank you. Sir, you may step down.
The defense has basically done like no cross,
Please call your next witness.
at least with any of the
Make a statement, so if you want to read that.
Okay.
forensic scientists. They didn't, and
Members of the
obviously with
jury?
this guy, they didn't.
You are about to hear evidence about the impact of these murders on the family of Richard Ivancic, Laura Ivancic, and Nicholas Ivancic. This evidence will be presented to show the victims' uniqueness as individuals and the resultant loss by the deaths of Richard Ivancic, Laura Ivancic, and Nicholas Ivancic. However, you may not consider this evidence as an aggravating factor. Sir, you may proceed. You can go ahead and sit in the witness chair. That's fine. Either way is fine. You can sit in the witness chair.
My name is Mark Ivancic. I am the youngest biological child of Richard Ivancic Sr. Thank you for the opportunity today to speak on behalf of myself and my family. On December 18th, my father, Richard, his wife Laura, and adopted son Nick were taken from us. Laura was a good person. She cared for my father and loved him deeply. That's what mattered to me. She made him happy, and in return, she had my respect. I lived with my father during my high school years. I was somewhat rebellious, but yet he remained steady and supportive, always trying to guide me with patience and strength. He taught me different trades, such as electrical work and construction. That knowledge proved especially helpful to me during my 5 combat deployments to Iraq and to Afghanistan. While I was deployed, my father and Laura regularly sent me letters and care packages in the midst of a combat war. That kind of contact means everything. It gives you something to hold on to and something to come home to.
Yeah,
My father often told me how proud he was of me.
care packages
I never doubted his love.
can mean a lot.
He was especially proud that I served in the legendary 101st Airborne Division, the same brigade as Band of Brothers, and the historic 1st Infantry Division, where I earned 4 Bronze Stars and an Army Commendation Medal with Valor. But this is not about me. These deployments came at a heavy cost. I've lost irreplaceable time, especially those guide trips that my brother Rich would talk about yesterday. And now there are no more time left to make those memories. The loss of my father, Laura, and Nick have been devastating and has created a ripple effect of pain and trauma. Watching my remaining siblings and other family members suffer, carrying grief they will never put down, is heartbreaking beyond words, all because of him.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may step down.
And look what you did, dude. Look what you did.
All right. Members of the jury, that will be it for today. Tomorrow, I do have a bit of a motion calendar while I'll be dealing with other motions on other cases. So if you can be back tomorrow at 10. So hopefully we'll be able to start right at 10. If we're not, it's because those other cases are taking a little bit longer than we all would like, but hopefully we'll be able to start right at 10. And then just to give you a hint, we'll be able to start at 8:30 or shortly thereafter on Monday. So we're going to put in a full day on Monday. Okay. All right. Any questions or anything? All right. So again, try to avoid hearing anything or seeing anything in regard to the case. And by try, I mean really try. And if there's some issue that ever comes up, just let one of the bailiffs know, and then he or she can let me know, and then we'll go ahead and deal with it on an individual basis. So you try to avoid the news and the media and anyone who wants to talk about the case. Okay? Any questions at all? All right. So we'll see you tomorrow at 10.
You know what the case.
I'm just seeing if they talk some more, like with the sidebar type of thing with the lawyers. Will they wait for the jury to leave?
Believe so.
Okay. All right. So I will see everyone in here at 10 o'clock. I am doing the motion count in here, so.
Oh, well, one thing, Judge, tomorrow we anticipate playing the deposition to perpetuate for Dr. Ignacio.
Okay.
You just want us to do that normally and then enter it as a court exhibit, or?
Yeah, because it's not an exhibit. It can't go back into the jury room because it's testimony. So, yeah, I mean, I think you can just announce to the jury what it is, and then it'll be a court exhibit. Obviously, we'll play it, and then the clerk will have it, but we'll make sure that when they go back and deliberate that they don't get that. So we'll call that maybe court exhibit number 1 for identification. How's that? Okay.
And just some instruction from the court that it is testimony, you should be treated the same as any other testimony.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. I guess that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow at 10.
All rise. Circuit court is now adjourned till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it here. We're gonna go on to day 3. I'm gonna try to come on later this evening. I'm feeling okay right now, so that might be possible. If not, we'll continue tomorrow. There is also another possible trial that starts tomorrow that I would like to start covering as well. So that would take precedence over this. And then in the off time, I would continue with reviewing this because this case has already, he's already pled guilty. This is just the sentencing, and the sentencing has already been done. I just wanted to review everything in regards to that. I'm also keeping an eye on the Austin Drummond manhunt as well as the Travis Decker manhunt. If I know that there's been stuff happening with Austin Drummond, if they happen to capture either one of those, I will come on and stream that as well in the meantime. All right, and I will see you all later. All right, bye.